My name is Wendell Castle. I'm Wendell's daughter, and I'm the president of the board of the Wendell Castle Project, which is the umbrella organization of which Wendell Castle Workshop is a part. The mission of the Wendell Castle Project is to provide classes and resources for people to experience and expand the creative legacy of Wendell Castle. We want to make education about his career available to people through his archives, education available to people about his techniques, and to make his studio literally available for people to work in and be inspired by.
Wendell Castle had this innate curiosity and creativity that created a connection between the furniture world and the art world. My name's Ken Page, and I'm the director of the Wendell Castle Workshop, which is a nonprofit woodworking school, part of Wendell Castle Project. The Wendell Castle Workshop really is a unique space. In fact, I'd go so far as to call this a national treasure, because this is where a master worked for over 50 years. And in fact, this is where he raised his family as well.
In 1980, my father started a school in this exact space called the Wendell Castle Workshop. When my father died, he hadn't really left any instructions about what he wanted done with the studio or his legacy in general. It fell upon me, essentially, to try to figure out how to honor him. And it became immediately clear that a school would be exactly the right way to do that. We called it Wendell Castle Workshop, just like the original. And I think that that's really special that history is being carried on.
When you come to a space like the Wendell Castle Workshop, where there's so much gravity here, there's so much that has happened, if you take a moment to be with that, to feel it, you can get so much more out of it.
We have some classes that you're not going to find anyplace else in this country, probably anyplace else in the world. In fact, we have a couple of instructors that will design classes specifically for this school.
The class that's really the backbone of our school is the stack lamination classes that are taught by Terry Ryu, who was my father's right-hand man for 17 years. So that's a very direct line from my father to students.
We have other resources here too. We have all of Wendell's bench space here. We have Wendell's equipment. We've got Wendell's tools. We have his finished pieces, and so students can see and study his work.
The tuition that we charge does cover some of the expenses, and it pays for the teachers, but it doesn't allow us to really expand. So fundraising is the major thing that's going to allow us to realize the full range of ambitions that we have for the Wendell Castle Project. The archives being a big one. What we hope to do with the archives is to digitize photography of all of his pieces, and then there's thousands of drawings, and the drawings are absolutely wonderful. So having those out there is going to enrich his legacy, but it's also going to be an inspiration to people. And that's very costly. That's something that we really have to fundraise for. Another thing that's going to be really exciting that we can implement with more funding is scholarships. We want a lot more scholarships and to be able to have a lot more students come here who wouldn't normally be able to come here. And funding is going to allow us to do that.
At the Wendell Castle Workshop, we've started an artist residency program here in 2025, and we're very excited about it. This gives an artist or a craftsperson the opportunity to work in the same space that Wendell worked in for 50 years, using the same equipment, using some of his tools.
It's pretty special to work in Wendell's workshop. Working in anyone's workshop gives you an opportunity to step into their shoes a little bit.
I like to say that part of our goal is to inspire the next generation of Wendell Castles, people who are trailblazers and who try not to see any boundaries to their creativity.